Organization in your work area. Organization at work is a great tool to help us increase our productivity and keep our tasks and projects in order. However, becoming better organized means more than just keeping your pens and pencils in the right drawer. It's more important to develop good organizing habits and valuable techniques that will keep you on the right track in whatever you have to do at work. Keeping items within arm's reach. When in your workspace, design your work layout so that everything is within your arm's reach. We waste so much time having to go out of our way to get a certain file or to stand by the copier. Generally, if you have to leave your workspace to get something, you can become distracted or lose focus, which can interfere with your work and your level of productivity. So when you get to work each day, before you do anything else, reorganize your area so you have immediate access to everything, such as your computer, supplies, and even files and folders. Taking time to do this at the beginning of the day will not only better organize your workspace, but it will save you so much time that could have been wasted throughout the day. Only have current projects on your desk. You may have a variety of stacks of papers and projects on your desk, but the key is in knowing what is in them. Keeping your desk more organized by only keeping projects that you are currently working with in your work area. Projects that you have finished should be filed away in the appropriate place, while projects that you haven't yet started should not be in the work area until you do. Having these projects in sight with your current projects can cause confusion and a lack of focus on unimportant details. Stay focused on current projects by keeping them on your immediate desk area and don't allow anything else to encroach. Questions to ask yourself when keeping projects on your desk. When does this need to be finished? Is it something that can be completed later? Has this already been completed? Arranging your drawers. When you're organizing your different drawers at work, think about how each one functions in your everyday routine. What purpose do your desk drawers serve? How often do you use your filing cabinet drawers? Drawers that are within arm's reach, such as your desk drawers, should house items that you use often, but don't necessarily need every day. You want to ensure that you have access to everything without a hitch, while not letting things clutter your desk workspace. Keep your filing cabinet drawers organized by a certain filing system, whether it's by color labels or alphabetical sorting. However you decide to arrange and organize your office drawers, be sure to find a method that works for you and will help increase your ease with finding anything you may need. Organize to match your workflow. Every day you face a variety of tasks or projects to complete, so plan your day accordingly and plan what you will need to have in order to complete these tasks. If you know you will not need your computer, arrange your workspace to utilize the areas around it and don't bother with turning it on. If you know you will need the copier or scanner all day, organize the supplies and space you will need to accompany that. When you organize your work area to match your current workflow, less time is wasted trying to move between different areas or sidestep certain supplies and will increase your productivity throughout the day. Tips to help organize with your workflow. Decide what tools you will need for the day. Determine if additional supplies are needed. Focus on that project or set of tasks for that day. Don't try to mix in other things.
Aaron was assigned to work on a company slideshow presentation for the next week in his office. When he came to work, he decided he would need to reorganize his office in order to help him work better and complete the project on time. First, he removed everything from his desk that was related to other projects. Then he went through his desk drawers and file cabinet to make sure he not only had the supplies he needed, but that they were easily accessible. Finally, when he sat down at his desk to work, he moved and rearranged everything he would need to be in arm's reach so he wouldn't have to get up to find something. Now that everything was arranged to Aaron's office space organized to his workflow, he knew that he could complete the project quickly without any problems.
Tools to fight procrastination. Procrastination is one of the leading causes of disorganization. As we've seen before, we can often make excuses to do it later or find various reasons why something can be put off until later. But once we compiled our giant to-do list and have decided what tasks should be done first, our next step or steps is to fight against procrastination and just do them. With the right tools and good habits, you'll be able to say goodbye to procrastination sooner rather than later. Remove distractions. Even after you have set your mind to completing a task and checking it off of your to-do list, the smallest distraction can make you lose focus and stop working. They can occur at home or at work, and oftentimes we do not even register them as a distraction. When you are preparing to start a project or task, look around and evaluate what is in the area that could distract you. Turn off personal cell phones or devices, or put a sign on your door asking for silence and to not disturb. Ensure everything you will need is organized with your workflow to reduce the need to get up and leave your area. When we eliminate these distractions that can make us lose our focus, we will see an increase in production and spend less time trying to complete the same project. Give yourself a reward. Rewards are a great way to keep ourselves motivated. After all, who doesn't want to earn a little treat after a job well done? The key is to only reward the good behavior, such as finishing a small task or completing a whole project. If we jump to the reward too soon, we are only rewarding our negative behavior and are not helping to reduce procrastination. Start with small rewards when working on something, such as taking a break or getting something to snack on. We can reward ourselves with a bigger prize when the entire job is finished, such as going out with friends or doing something fun that we enjoy more. Only give rewards for work done, not work promised. Start with small rewards before working up to bigger ones. Keep a visual reminder of what you've accomplished. Break up large tasks. Sometimes we think we have less to do because we have fewer items on our lists, only to realize they are larger than we realized and could become overwhelming. When we feel defeated by these larger tasks, they can lead to further procrastination. Instead, take this one large task and break it into smaller, more manageable tasks that can be completed more easily. If you have a 20-page slideshow due at work, break the project into separate page tasks, completing one or two at a time until it's all completed. If you have decided to clean out your entire garage, start by retrieving all of your donated items or clearing out trash items. When one task is done, you can move on to the next one until the entire job is done. Don't forget to take periodic breaks and stop to reevaluate your progress.
April decided to use her day off to clean out her messy attic. She left her cell phone downstairs and made a short list of everything that needed to be done. She groaned when she realized she would need to sweep and dust the entire area. April decided she would do this task first so she could go ahead and get it over with. When she finished, she divided up the rest of the work in smaller, quicker tasks, such as removing boxes and cleaning out any trash items. After she had worked for a few hours and had completed several tasks on her list, she took a short break and got a snack. When she came back, she felt more energized and was able to finish the entire attic by the end of the day.
Organizing your inbox. If your email inbox is cluttered or unorganized, it can make it difficult to find the email or message you need or notice when you have a new one waiting. Many email systems have tools you can use to help sort and organize emails and appointments in order to go through them easier. When your emails are in order, you're better able to stay on top of your incoming and outgoing mail and always have the information you may need. Setting delivery rules. Many email systems now allow you to create rules that you can apply to email being delivered to your inbox that can help you better sort and organize certain messages. These rules use filters that you choose and will either flag or highlight an email for you or reroute it to another folder for your access later. For example, any email from your manager's email address can be highlighted in yellow for immediate attention. Or if you've been speaking with a friend about adopting their new kitten, any email with the word kitten can be rerouted to a folder with her name on it. These filters and rules can help you reorganize your long list of emails and messages into appropriate folders and sections to help you access your information faster and with more ease. Folder and message hierarchy. To better organize email messages, a good folder structure should be in place and ready to use. Once these are established, a folder and message hierarchy system can be put into place. This hierarchy system allows you to sort folders and messages by priority or importance and can be done in several different ways, such as using a color code or relocating items to the top of the inbox for better viewing. Establishing hierarchy among your many emails will help you identify the most important messages first and reduces the risk of you skimming over it to read and handle something less urgent. Tips to consider when establishing inbox hierarchy. Sender of the message, urgent topics or subjects, upcoming deadlines or projects. Deal with email right away. Your inbox is not meant to be a storage area for your messages. When you receive an email, you don't necessarily have to respond to it right away, but the message should be filed away to an appropriate location to retrieve later. If it needs to be handled at the end of the week, refile it to another folder that can be reopened later. If the email needs to be addressed by someone else, forward it to the appropriate party and remove from your inbox. If the email simply isn't needed, then delete it right away instead of holding on to it any longer. Taking a few more minutes to deal with the email once you open it will not only save you time in the long run, but it will help you keep better track of emails that require your attention and which ones do not. Ask yourself these questions when handling your emails. Does this email need immediate action? If not, when does it need to be addressed? Will you need this information at a later date? Does this email pertain to me or my department? Flag and highlight important items. Important emails should not be forgotten or lost, so you can assign these emails a flag or even highlight them in a different color to call attention to them in your inbox or subfolders. Flags can be used to remind you of an upcoming event or project, including meeting or deadlines. Various types of flag categories can be set up, so you can flag some messages for a follow-up, while some can be flagged as an appointment reminder. If you don't want to individually flag every message, highlights can also be set up to highlight messages from certain sender or that contain key words such as meeting or appointment. For instance, all emails from your boss can be highlighted in red for urgency, but emails from your best friend can be colored in blue for a later time. Flags and highlights can be used individually if desired, or can be used together to work in sync and organize your growing inbox.
Gina sat down at her desk and opened her email. She was amazed at how many messages she had at one time, many of them about upcoming deadlines. She realized that she needed to organize the messages. First, she deleted the email messages that were no longer needed. Then she created several folders. She moved all of her messages into the folders she had created. Finally, Gina set up several new delivery rules to help her keep track of her email messages. When she was finished, Gina was finally able to find and read the email messages that actually needed her attention.
Avoid the causes of disorganization. Sometimes getting organized means more than just making sure everything has a place or that we check off our to-do list. Oftentimes, becoming organized is mainly about avoiding the things that can cause us to become disorganized, especially after we have already started the process of changing our ways. When we make ways to stay organized part of our regular habits, we won't have a need to give in to reasons for disorganization. Keeping everything. We are all guilty of trying to keep things that we don't necessarily need. It's usually contributed to the thought of, well, I might need it one day. When we keep old or expired items in paperwork, we don't realize this can actually contribute to further disorganization rather than helping us in the future. Although we feel we have to keep everything, we can actually throw out over half of our saved items or documents without consequence. Avoid building up the clutter, also known as hoarding, by examining what you are trying to hold on to and pinpoint its purpose in your office area. If it doesn't serve an immediate purpose, throw it out. How do you determine if it needs to be kept? When was the last time I used or needed this? What purpose does it serve me? If I get rid of this, what will happen? Will I need this in the near future? If I get rid of this, can I access it later somewhere else, online, office copy, etc.? Not being consistent. Repetition is the key to learning, and these repeated and consistent behaviors are the key to developing good habits. When in the process of getting organized, we set ourselves to-do lists and actions that we take to keep ourselves organized, such as sorting emails right away or keeping office supplies close by. When we become inconsistent, such as forgetting to turn off our cell phone before starting a project or just throwing the unopened mail on our desk one morning, we are leaving room to become disorganized again. After one slip, it becomes easier to forget what we have learned and begin to fall into our normal pit of excuses and procrastination. Once we have established good organizational habits, it is important to stick to them and to be consistent in our actions. Not following a schedule. For many people, not sticking to some sort of routine or schedule can cause them to become disorganized and procrastinate. Ask yourself why you need to follow a schedule, and what is that schedule meant to help you accomplish? A schedule can be simple and flexible, such as creating yourself a to-do list and sticking to it, or schedules can be more definite and set, such as outlining specific tasks and timelines. When schedules are not set in stone, they are supposed to provide a sense of structure when completing tasks, projects, and activities. If schedules are ignored or forgotten altogether, it can lead to wasted time management or prolonged duties. Bad habits. Being organized is all about creating good habits that we can stick to in the long run. Unfortunately, we all have bad habits that can steer us away from getting on the right path. Habits such as leaving unused supplies on our desktop for later or keeping every employer newsletter you receive to go through. Sometimes we do not even recognize when we have developed a bad habit that is keeping us from becoming more organized. Take a look at some of your everyday actions and determine if you have or are developing a bad habit that could keep you disorganized at home or at work. Once we discover the problem, we can work to correct our habits and change them for the better. By making slow, incremental changes, we begin to gain more confidence in ourselves and feel more empowered to kick bad habits once and for all. Characteristics of a bad habit. Doesn't offer an immediate benefit. Creates more work to do later. Doesn't make us feel more confident. Contributes to procrastination or disorganization. Discipline is the key to stay organized. Organization doesn't happen overnight, and it's not an easy destination to get to. As we've said before, it takes hard work, discipline, and lots of good habits to keep on the path of good organization. This is why the process can seem overwhelming at first and seem like a real challenge, but it doesn't have to be impossible. With some of the following tips and techniques, we can feel more empowered to stay disciplined in your organization. Stay within your systems. When we set our minds to become more organized, the first step is finding the right system that will help you reach that goal. Once you find the system that works for you, the key is to keeping up the momentum and maintain that system. Over time, it is normal to need to reevaluate or tweak your system in some way. Develop a more updated system periodically based on your changing priorities, needs, and to-do lists. When organizing your home or office, stay within the system that you've adapted so that your routines and actions are consistent and work together. Learn to say no. Oftentimes, we can become disorganized by taking on too many projects or activities, which can take a toll on our time management. It is important to learn the need to say no when asked to help with a request. While you may feel the need or desire to help everyone that you can, realize that you can best serve others by sticking with the areas in which you have the most to offer and can do the most good. If you overextend yourself and your skills, not only do many people miss out on the great things you have to offer, but it keeps you from feeling more confident and organized in your life. Sample phrases for saying no. No, thank you. Sorry, but I'm already committed to another project. That area is not one of my strengths. Thank you, but I am needed for other projects or assignments right now. Have organization be part of your life. Organization doesn't happen every once in a while or when the occasion arises. It is something that is continued and carried out each day. In order to stay organized over time, we must make organization part of our everyday life. Organization is in everything we do, from daily activities such as sorting out documents to more long-term activities such as reorganizing a department. When we practice these good habits and helpful tips every day, we are making organization a regular thing in our lives and letting it help us build a better future for ourselves. Don't wait for things or tasks to clutter up your life before you decide it's time to get organized again. Plan for tomorrow, today. If you're waiting for the beginning of the following day to start your organization plan, chances are you are already headed to disorganization. Start today and make a plan for what you want to do in your life, including on a daily, weekly, monthly, and even a yearly basis. When you determine what you want, such as becoming more organized, you can make plans today to reach those goals in the future. Make a to-do list and plan a time and tackle it instead of waiting for the urge to do it comes along. Make plans on how to motivate yourself to keep going and plan rewards for productive behaviors. Set deadlines for yourself and stick to them. When we plan ahead and manage your time effectively, the stress and anxiety of becoming more organized will feel much lighter and a lot less like a chore. Tips. Make short and long-term to-do lists. Plan ways to execute each list. Find ways to keep yourself motivated to stay on task. Don't forget to plan deadlines or plan to meet those already in place.
"I finally did it!" exclaimed Joshua. Joshua had finally organized his office. He knew he would need a clean and organized office to work in, and he realized he needed to take care of it sooner rather than later. Once it was ready, he made a daily to-do list with items on it that would help him stay organized, such as arranging his desk and putting away supplies. He decided to evaluate his progress in 2 weeks to see if anything needed to be changed or altered. When he was finished, Joshua received a call from his friend, Corey, asking if he wanted to help him organize his garage over the weekend.
Although this workshop is coming to a close, we hope that your journey to improve and apply the skills that you learned is just the beginning. Please take a moment to review and update your action plan. This will be a key tool to guiding your progress in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. We wish you the best of luck.